So I understand you want to make a comment about developments with OPPT and the organization calling itself UN Swiss Indo?
Yes. I saw last night that, or I heard even, that everything's done. That they have the provost marshals ready to come and kick the doors down and pick people up and detain them and so on. But you know, I also listened to the conversation that they had for 40 minutes between Brian Kelly and someone else named Bob. And you know, on occasions it sounds like they're really down-to-earth people and the kind of guy you can go with to a baseball game. But when you go a little further and you listen to the entire conversation, what you find is that they're not only going after the government, they're taking the people out as well. That's what's happening. Those documents that you're signing, they actually want your soul. I mean, I think it's insane and I think it's absurd, but the bottom line is that these so-called good people, which even I, on occasion, last night had to believe they're good people, they're insane. They're absolutely crazy to think that they can get away with doing what they're doing, but they did say that they've been deceiving people from the very beginning. But now they don't have to anymore because they're at the end of the game, and because they're at the end of the game, they can just lay it out there now and let you know, hell, the devil's waiting for you. For you, your kids, and everyone else. I don't think you want that, okay? I don't think you're going to get it. Now this is for the OPPT people. They filed military orders with the UCC, and you probably did it well enough for it to work. If you had money. You don't have any. Swiss Indo? You know, before you file something, you do your homework. You're getting in everybody's way who is actually doing real work, like us. Okay? You just take anything that comes along, you throw it into your package, you say, we've got it, this Swiss Indo group. Well, they're the largest con operation in Asia probably for the last 20, 25 years. Okay? That document says they're part of the New World Order and whites, the Swiss, the spiritual white boy and all that other stuff. Are you insane? Spiritual white boy's never had anything. And when he was spoken to last night, he didn't know anything about you people either. And he said he's not involved. How's that? You know? Your spiritual white boy is a spiritual white boy. He's gone. On the other hand, you got the Swiss Indo group, right? Mr. Antonio. Forget the other one. What's his name? Aprianto. Forget Aprianto. Mr. Antonio. Mr. Antonio offered me gold months ago. 200,000 metric tons. Through someone's father. And let me tell you, that was a joke then. It's a joke now. You don't do your homework. You don't know your people. You don't know the players. You're just out there ranting and raving. So what I'm trying to tell you is this. That document that you filed, that military document, well, I'm going to tell you now that you better get running. You better get your sneakers on. And I'm not trying to be a bastard because I actually like them. I saw some real people there last night and then I saw the bullshit. You know, the fake financial codes in your document. Okay, Mr. Antonio has nothing to do with them. The spiritual white boy has nothing to do with those documents. Okay, those financial documents that you're using do in order to get the provost marshals or the military generals to move, well, belongs to the Empress. And she's laughing very hard at you right now. I want you to know. I'm not laughing because I saw some humanity there last night and then I heard the sickness. You know? Sorry. You know, but then again, I'm not sorry because you've been trying to fool the people long enough. You don't have any money. You know, if you had money, it'd be a shame because you'd be trying to procure all everyone's soul. But, you know, I'm not giving you my soul. Put my foot up your ass first.
So you're talking about the courtesy notices?
The courtesy notices, exactly. People know where you are. Be careful. Okay, you're playing with people's lives here. So is, what's her name, Heather in Morocco. Everything we're talking about belongs to the Empress. Doesn't belong to any Swiss Indo group who is never a holder or elder. And they're not part of any royal family. I don't have a lot to say right now. You know, spiritual white boy, Anthony Martin, doesn't know you, doesn't have anything to do with you. Swiss Indo is one of the largest, it still is one of the largest con operations in Indonesia. Everybody in Indonesia knows them. We all know them. I just needed to talk to a few more people before I came out. I had to make sure of a few things. Now I'm sure. You made mistakes. Now I don't know what's going to happen, but I would think that the military will come and get you. So, I don't know what to say, you're all in trouble. We said it already once, I think, when we sent the documents out to the various departments. I think we said it. And I didn't know that Brian would be the kind of guy that you could take to a baseball game. I said I heard that he could be, or basketball or football. You guys get caught in a mess of your own making. You know, I think you could have gone and tried to legally attack the government like everybody is doing anyway, possibly. But when you went after the people, it's a little too much. It's a little too much to try to steal everything that the people have. And then tell them you're good. You're not going to pay this, you're not going to pay that. They've already paid the ultimate price. They've given you their DNA, they've given you their blood, they've given you their children. What more could you ask for? And how long would you keep giving to them before you started demanding? You sound like the European Union to me. And we're going to be taking them out too. You made a mess for yourselves. Shouldn't have done it. You made a mess. And all your financing, and I mean, you're all smiling thinking you had something from Swiss Indo. Let me tell you something. Swiss Indo has never given anybody anything. They've been trying to make $1 for the last 20 years using the notes, using the codes, everyone's codes. Let me tell you, everyone here, the legal people, the real elders, the good people, okay, and I mean good, they're good people. They've been trying to even put things in the programs for a long time. No go. They're not the depositors. You say you don't need depositors? You don't have any money if you don't have a depositor. They're not allowed to do it. They don't have all the financial codes even. Only maybe half of them. Like you have right now. Half. So, you know, I hate to be the one to break your heart, but I'm glad I'm saving a lot of other hearts. And wish you well no matter what. I don't think the people are going to take it too kindly when they find out what you tried to do to them. But that's not my business. My business is just to stop this nonsense and this charade that you've created with a bunch of people. Okay? That's all. So, I wish you well. I wish the people better. And we're going to go back and finish up what we have to do. And we'll see. We'll see what happens to you. You know? I think they'll be coming for you. You can't file false codes. You know, I mean, the law doesn't state that you can file false codes, fake financial codes, or military orders. You have to pay for them. You pay for them with fake financial codes. How do you do that? I mean, I'm going crazy thinking that you're this stupid when I just heard an intelligent conversation last night. You're talking to the wrong doofus, that's all.
So do you feel like some of these people are dupes and some of them may actually be with the cabal, or there's people in over their head?
Look, Mike, you've got the people over their head who really believe that they're going to help the people because they're not wise, okay? And you've got those who are at the upper level, most likely, like in most cases, including even the feds, the New World Order, the cabal, okay, who know exactly what they're doing. And when you get to the top of the OPPT, or whatever they want to call themselves nowadays, what you've got to realize is this. They're acquiring all these signatures. Now, if they're going to get those signatures, which guarantees them the rights to someone's soul, someone's blood, someone's DNA, their children, their homes, their bank accounts, and everything else, okay? If you look at it one way, you've got, okay, they're doing it for themselves, and if that's the case, they're horrible people.
Well, who drew up those documents? Cabal documents?
It doesn't matter if the cabal or anybody drew them up, okay? There's only two ways to look at it. The first way is, if they did it, if they've got people signing these for themselves, then they're horrible people. Okay, they should go away for a long time. And if they didn't do it for themselves, then who are they doing it for? Now we're talking the cabal. And if they did it for the cabal, which is, it's a similar situation to the birth certificates that you know, when our mothers sign, or when we're children or newborns, they actually sign over our lives to the City of London. You know, they actually use these birth certificates to generate capital for trades and everything else. This is similar. And if they're turning it over to them, then it means they're cabal. That means they're even just as horrible as the first point, but they're cabal too. So the cabal could be involved, and I would bet you they are somehow, because Heather has been involved with the Rothschilds for a while, apparently. You know, which not many people know. So, like, it's a damned if you're doing it, then pick your poison. I mean, you want the OPPT to run your children's lives and run your life and decide what you're going to do. How about the re-education process, where they're going to decide what you can learn in a 6-week program? That's Stalinism.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's sick. That's sick. And they're going to do it their way. We're going to live their way. I don't know how they're going to live their way with my foot up their ass. But, you know, I mean,
that can be very uncomfortable.
It's going to be very uncomfortable as it is. But like I said, you listen to them, and they sound normal. They even sound kind, you know, on occasions. But when you look at the overall package and put the right light on it, they're either going to control this thing themselves, or they're going to turn it over to cabal. Either way, they've got you. They've got you, not me. I'm not signing crap. Okay, I'm trying to help you get out of the mess you get yourself in. I'm trying to get the other thing straightened out so we can help you get out of that mess that we've all created. Our fathers and mothers and everyone else. I'm working my ass off, and now you're creating more messes with your stupidity. Give us a break, please. We're tired. I am tired, very tired. Now we've got to deal with this nonsense. We've got this, we've got that, we've got the UCC. You've got nothing you don't got. You don't have any money. And you screwed yourself up on top of it also.
Yeah.
And I can't believe you guys fell for Swiss Indonesia. Oh, man. Oh, God. I knew the name Hartono was so familiar to me. He offered me the 200,000 metric tons of gold. And it was a joke. He's the one that tried to get Eddie Sino at the UBS in Switzerland. That was a joke. Unbelievable. Anyway, you don't need to worry about him anymore. You don't need to worry about the OPPT anymore. This is the final straw. I'm sure the military is gonna penalize them one way or another. They're gonna come and pick them up. They're gonna have to justify what they've done. You don't do what they've done without having all your ducks in order. Your ducks weren't in order. They had no money. And you know something? You can't do anything without money, first of all. You know? You know, they don't have any. They don't have it. They fooled you, they fooled themselves, but more importantly, they fooled themselves. I believe they thought they had something with Swiss Indo. Oh, man. You know, I talked to somebody this morning and they laughed. And they said, you know, sir, as well as I do, that they're the biggest cons, and they've been the biggest cons in Asia for about 20 years. And they've been trying to market things for 20 years. And he knew them quite well. You were with me, Mike.
I was.
You know? And I don't know. You know, if you're going to do something with your notes, it's illegal what you're doing anyway. You know, we've already saved Indonesia from the mess that you people were going to create. You're not going to get anything from this deal. Something we should talk about is Indonesia.
Yeah.
You know, the Indonesian government, I don't think they have any idea what was coming. But then again, I could be wrong. But what was planned here Mr. President, Mr. Attorney General, what was planned here was basically a complete coup using UCC filings in London to usurp your power. And they were going to get the people to come and help them, because they were going to educate the people that the government had no power and the government had been foreclosed on in December of this past 2012. They were going to come and grab you by your neck and tell you you're no longer president, and they were going to do that basically with anybody in power. And because it was a weekend and you were on vacation, we decided to take the battle on ourselves on your behalf and on behalf of the rest of the world. And now we put the finishing touches on it, so you don't have anything to worry about. If you want to get any further information, I'll provide you with what I have. But Mr. Hatono and Mr. Aprianto, they have answers to what's going on, but there's documentation too from both sides, OPPT and Swiss Indo, which I'll provide to you via fax very shortly, so you'll know what was happening and why. And the faxes will be coming from the communications of OPPT and Swiss Indo. You need to see this. This is not what you need in the country. You need reliable, honest people. You have them. You've got some of the best people in the world right here. And they have no idea what's going on, but they might get caught in the line of fire and even get shot because of this nonsense, this creation of so-and-so. Let me go back to Swiss Indo so you do understand who they are. I have a note. This isn't a note, okay, but I have a note. I know it's not mine. I have a deal with you, your OPPT. I put it in front of me.
Federal Reserve note?
Could be any note.
Yeah.
I put it in front of me. And I pray to God that it happens. That's basically what they do, and that's the explanation we've had on 3 or 4 occasions now. They pray to God. They don't know if it's real or not. They've been trying for 20 years, and they are spiritual. They're spiritual people, but they're not knowledgeable people. So for 20 years they've been trying the same operation. The note goes in front of me, and they're hoping that God's going to give them the luck, and inshallah we're going to push it forward, and that's it, and it's going to happen. Well, this is what this is the homework that OPP should have been doing before they started claiming these people real. First of all, the notes aren't valid. The notes are not made out to them. They go as far as even put on the document, the notes, the program is the New World Order.
Committee of 300. Okay.
Committee of 300, yes, you saw it. It's insane. You know, they're putting this out there for you people to see. Actually, they're not. Don't ask how we got the information. We're Irish, and we're good at what we do. We're good. And Von Nicholas, are you still smiling?
I'm going to have to cut that out, Mr. Keenan.
No, you're not.
Okay.
You're not.
Right.
He is. That's his name.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to do his name right.
That's his name, Von Nicholas. Anyway, Ron, I'm so tired. I haven't slept in days. 3-hour increments. Give me a break, Ron. You don't work. Give me a break. Anyway, I think that's enough. You know, they're spiritual people, the Swiss Indo people, that can't make them all bad. You know, yeah. They believe in spirits. They believe in a higher being, and they believe that their notes will be pushed by the divine being into success. Well, you know, that note right there, it's probably going to be pushed into the toilet because I'm going to need it to wipe my backside. That's about as good as the stuff that they've got. I'm sorry I said that.
No, you're not.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not. Anyway, Inchel sorry. Not me. Mr. Yuno. Nevertheless, there's not much more to say. They are spiritual people. They're this, they're that. but they're also cons. And, you know, the man behind them has never really given them a deal. And they're trying like hell. Whether it's make-believe or not, they're trying like hell.
Yeah. Do you want to talk at all about how the elders will benefit down the road once things get rolling? Indonesia benefits down the road once they start to get the...
Well, you know, the elders are old. The elders, well, the County Trust actually is owed a lot of money. And so is the Family Heritage Guarantee. You know, we've said it from the beginning with the lawsuits and everything else, which will be refiled. And we said it that we got to put something aside. We got to negotiate when we negotiate, not only for the lawsuit, but for the loss of the funds that were taken from the Family Heritage Guarantee. Eddie Siegel. Eddie deserves a fair share. You know, Eddie's family, his father, gave his blood and guts to this package, to this president's account, in order for this to get into Eddie's hands. And he's got nothing.
Indonesia.
That will, the Family Heritage Guarantee benefits Indonesia, exactly, you know, and the humanitarian projects and so on. And, you know, the 4% goes to the elders and everyone else, and the positives, and they haven't gotten a dime either. So nobody's really made a dime other than the West over the last 60 years. You can say that Nakasone in Japan, you can say he made money because he was part of that operation. You can say Taiwan was built with those notes, which they were Federal Reserve notes. And you can say that Singapore was also built with those notes because Lee Kuan Yew was using them as well. So, you know, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, being in the New World Order doesn't mean you're a bad guy. There's just a lot of bad guys there.
Yeah, we're pulling the strings.
Pulling the strings. You know, I mean, you look at the Bilderbergs and you look down and you see some people who have done so much for humanity. But then you get to other names and you see the people who are trying to destroy humanity. So you have to understand there's probably all kinds of infighting going on. And people who want to get out, people want to get away. You know, how are we going to do it? Well, you know, first things first, we got to audit and we got to find out what's real and what's not. First thing. We're not going to go out and tell banks, here, take these things, they're real. You can't do that. We can do it, but we're going to be taking up a lot of the bank's time by asking them to verify or validate everything. The banks have already told us they'll move and they'll send themselves closer to the assets so that they can do this. So they do plan on doing it, but it's just it's a harder process, I think. But it has to be done because of all the phony notes that have been given to pay for the leasing of the gold to back their dollar. You know, the euro's dead once we do that. It's dead. We already had the phony counterfeit notes given by Mario Draghi from the European Central Bank. We've had them. It's on the internet now. Neil Keenan and the European euros, counterfeit euros. You probably find it. It's right there. I found it. And it's going to be the end of Europe. And at that point in time, there'll be no more debt. Cyprus will be okay. Greece will be okay. And this Von Rupi character from, comes right out of a movie. That guy doesn't he? He's, I don't know. He could be Dr. Frankenstein or something. He look the little colic he's got and the glasses. And it looks like he's miserable. He's a miserable bastard. I know other people like him, you know. I know other people like him, but also he's just too busy laughing all the time at what people say. But the European Union will fall down quickly once we start auditing. That'll be the beginning. How will it work, Michael? It's going to take time because you do have to go through the notes. You do have to get everything in order so that you can start doing programming.
Yeah.
I would think that the Empress and everyone else will contribute to that. Malik and all the people, Gene, everybody. I would think everybody would lend a hand to get this thing moving properly because it benefits everyone.
Yeah.
It behooves everyone. There's so many projects that need to be done here. The clean water. They need water. I think the energy is pretty cheap, but they could use free energy would be nice, and that's available. You know, we have the reverse osmosis machines too. We have them too. So, I mean, we've got everything that they need. It's just a matter of getting the money to mass produce it, to put it in the right places, and make it work. It's not just here. All throughout Asia, they need water. Clean Asia, you know, clean water, and we're talking Africa as well. Europe's pretty good. They have all their things in order pretty well. You know, they have some pretty good infrastructure. They need some money and some other programs to redevelop to develop Eastern Europe. The rest is pretty well, yeah, damn. I mean, it's clean. It's clean as good. It's much cleaner than the United States. Believe me. You know, in the United States, we need money to do the things we have to do. Ireland needs to just shut it down, period, so that they don't give them another cent, because they're giving them way too much already. You know, we need to keep the money at home, and we need to develop our country rather than allow them to keep taking it. They want to keep you on your knees. They've been doing it for years. You know, hundreds and hundreds of years. The English have kept you on your knees. Now they are. They don't want you to progress. We're going to progress. We're going to make it happen. We're going to stop. Anyway, as for the programs, I don't know what kind of programs they're going to want to do. We'll be receiving all kinds of proposals, and we'll decide what's good and what's bad. You know, casinos are bad. Can't do casinos and things like this. We need things that are going to help the people, create jobs, and bring money into the economy, or save money. You know, and not like it's been. Enough?
Yeah.
You guys all happy? You happy? I'm looking at you, G. You happy? Bye. Take care.